This episode is brought to you by the Park People. The Park People is a nonprofit working with communities to plant trees and improve parks for a healthy, resilient Denver. Home to the Denver Digs Trees program, the Park People has planted over 70,000 trees throughout Denver. Their Earth Day tree sale offers beautiful and practical shade, fruit, and flowering trees at 60% discounted wholesale prices. The sale takes place on April 19th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Park People's offices at 450 Decatur Street in the Valverde neighborhood. Learn more about the tree species offered as well as the benefits of planting trees this Earth Day at theparkpeople.org. This episode is brought to you by TaskRabbit. Denverites know how to work hard and play hard, but you don't have to do it all yourself. TaskRabbit has been helping Mile High City residents for over a decade with everything from furniture assembly to minor home repairs. Don't let that to-do list ruin your weekend. Use the TaskRabbit app to describe what you need and find a skilled tasker in your neighborhood who can take it off your plate. And TaskRabbit offers transparent pricing. You'll see the hourly rate up front, which includes the tasker's rate and the service fee, so there's no surprises at checkout. Download the TaskRabbit app or visit taskrabbit.com today to get those home to-dos crossed off. Welcome to CityCast Denver. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Today we're talking about the Tegna-Nexstar merger, key things to know before the Avalanche and the Nuggets head to the playoffs, and more. Plus, if you're a CityCast Denver neighbor, stick around for some bonus content just for you, where we discuss beavers and answer the question, which one of us has eaten a beaver? Producer Olivia Jewel Love, hi.
Hey, what's up?
And comedian, Casa Bonita actor, a CityCast Denver regular, Joshua Emerson, hello.
Hi, it's a good day to be indigenous.
Is every day, I think, would every day be a good day?
Not Columbus Day, but
okay,
you know,
fair.
Yeah.
Every day that's not Columbus Day,
or
which
July
would be today.
4th, probably.
Oh, Thanksgiving, maybe?
Thanksgiving, yeah. I mean, our family celebrated Thanksgiving, to be fair.
I was going to say our like
mashed potatoes.
native family friend also says that. She's like, I don't know. It's just like when we get together and eat and like hang out. So, okay, before we dig into the news, a little bit of business, actually a lot of business. It's our spring membership drive.
Woo!
Yeah. $10 a month, $100 a year. You can support great local journalism, this show, our newsletter, and those things right now, they're free for everybody. But that happens because you support us. So we'll get into some of these perks, things that you get when you join the membership program. Olivia, what's your favorite thing that we do, like for members or with members? Like part of what you get when you sign up to be a member?
Well, I gotta say, my favorite thing right now is that you're going to get a thing.
Ooh,
yeah,
thing.
materialism! Woohoo!
I was going to save that till the end, but it is cool, as usual.
I'm spoiling the surprise. I don't care because I want you to join membership right now. You don't have to wait till the end of the pitch. You need to do it right now.
Well, what thing do you get?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, Josh.
Tell us, yes.
It is a made in the USA.
Let's go.
American Jobs. Oxford pennant that says CityCast Denver on it and has a horse, an unnamed horse, just an unspecified, a horse.
What color is a horse?
For trademark trademark reasons, it's just a horse.
It is just a horse. It is a horse.
What color is it?
White outline, I think.
The horse is just the same color as the pennant. And he's, looking towards the sky, but he's just a horse. He's on there, but it's this really cool pennant. People have them for sports teams. People have them for their college, but you can have one for CityCast Denver and hang it up behind you in your Zoom meetings. So you're like, hey guys, look, I'm cool. I have it behind me in my Zoom meetings. Or in your teletherapy, you've got it in the background. Your therapist is like, whoa, that's so cool. What is that? And then you tell your therapist, turn your therapist on. They subscribe. They become a member. Whoa, you're both members. That's so cool. What if you run into your therapist at a member meetup?
I know. I was like, I actually asked my therapist not to listen to us.
Hey, but you can ask your therapist to listen if you want to. And it's only $10 a month. And this pennant can be yours, as well as many other perks.
It's very cool.
Great pitch. Great pitch.
Well,
Come on.
Thank you.
We'll put
Thank you.
we'll put a picture of it on our Instagram. If you get our newsletter, you're going to see it
It's
as well
sick.
already. But it's the special new perk you get for joining right now. We have never had this before. We unveil new swag every year, and this one is the latest, and it's so cool. It feels so personal. It feels like so Denver. I love it. It's our green. It's our CityCast Denver green color. It's graphic design.
You don't have this
gorgeous.
yet.
You don't have it. If you're a
I
CityCast
know-
Denver fan,
I mean,
So
I know you have
accusatory.
40 tote bags, including 2 of ours, probably. I know you have that.
which are also cute.
I love
which
it. I
they're
love
great,
it's a zip
and I
up
love seeing them
mine.
around.
Yeah. Thank you, Joshua.
But I know you don't have this yet, and so you better get it, because only people that join this membership drive right now are gonna get it.
Yep.
Exclusive.
And if you get the pennant and you bring it up to Bree or Olivia, they'll sign it for you. All right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, come on. Get it
Oh
signed.
my God, I'd be honored.
If you want a B team signature, like sure, make my day. Make my day.
Oh,
I
stop,
would
Olivia.
love
you're
to.
You're not the B team. Well, thank
B
you,
plus.
Joshua. That was a great thought. Absolutely. If you join today, you get the pennant, bring it to our next member event. We'd love to sign it. We'd love to just meet you. That's part of it too, is if you join, you get invites to members only events. So in the past, we did sort of a New Year's bingo card, things you want to accomplish this year. We got together at Convivio Cafe. We hung out with so many of you showed up. You can be part of that in group. You also get special previews. We're going to do a really big, huge thing at the end of the year called our Denver is Denver Awards. You get perks to that, maybe discounted tickets. We've got some stuff brewing for that. But again, you will only know if you are a member.
Avoid the FOMO.
Yes, avoid the FOMO. Other big thing that we're launching with this is members only bonus content. So
Ooh.
at least once a week, we're going to be sharing content for you, just members. So you get to hear a part of a conversation that the free feed does not get. So I don't know. I mean, I think that feels like a pretty good
Drama.
deal.
I mean, who's going to be in that
Gossip.
bonus content? Maybe Obama? Maybe.
Life-changing
Maybe you,
secrets.
Joshua?
Special guests.
That's right. I will say one of the interesting things that has come from this podcast is people coming up to Man Bear Pig and Casa Bonita and like the other people performing it, and they just have it like whispered in the ear. It's like, "Are you Josh Emerson?"
I have done that every time I've gone to Casa Bonita.
You
I'm
ain't the
not
only
gonna
one.
lie to you.
It's-
I do it. And they're like, "Oh, you know Josh." And I'm like, "But is it Josh?"
So technically, you might get members only bonus content featuring Joshua Emerson, aka one of the Man Bear
It's
Pigs,
true.
performing at Casa Bonita.
Whoa.
I think that's
But you're
drive
only going to
enough.
know, you're only going to get to hear it if you sign up at membership.citycast.fm right now, $10 a month or $100 a year. Please do it. Keep these lights on. Feed my cats. I need it. You need it. Get the pennant. Look, there's a spot on my wall for it right now. If you're watching this, perfect. It's going to look awesome. Sign up. Be my best friend.
And I'll do something right now. I'll throw in a free high five. All right, anybody that signs
You're going
up
to get a
in the
free high
next
five from Josh.
half hour. I'm talking a crisp high five. We'll do it until we get it right. Until that DAP really just rings
All right.
out. Okay.
The phones are ringing. Get on the phone lines. They're ringing off the hook
That's
right now.
another bonus. You get
He's running
you
out
get a
of high fives. They're going
Okay.
fast. Get in there. Membership.citycast.fm now.
Thank you both for helping me promote this awesome thing that we're doing. This episode is brought to you by Denver Health. At Denver Health, emergency surgical care is built for moments when every second counts. Denver Health is the first hospital in the Rocky Mountain region to earn the Emergency General Surgery verification from the American College of Surgeons, a distinction held by only a small number of hospitals nationwide. It reflects their ability to respond quickly, coordinate across teams, and deliver high-quality care in urgent, life-threatening situations. At Denver Health, expert teams are ready to act, delivering the right care at the right time when it matters most. Learn more at denverhealth.org/experts. That's denverhealth.org/experts. This episode is brought to you by the Denver Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. Hey Denver, did you know a banana peel in the landfill produces a greenhouse gas that is 80 times more potent than one being composted? This Earth Month, go green by signing up for compost service with Denver Solid Waste. If you already use the city's trash collection services, you can sign up for weekly compost collection at no extra cost. Composting yard waste, food scraps, and other organic material is great for the environment. It reduces greenhouse gas pollution and helps create healthier soils without any synthetic pesticides or fertilizers. Learn what goes into your green cart and sign up today by calling 311. Already composting? Learn where to take tricky materials like e-waste with their waste directory, or help your neighbors learn how to recycle and compost correctly with resources on their CartSmart page at denvergov.org/CartSmart. That's denvergov.org/CartSmart. All right, let's get to the news. Tegna Nexstar merger and this bigger question of who is watching broadcast news these days. So friend of the show, John Wenzel at the Denver Post, wrote this piece this week on the big changes at 9 News and who watches TV to get their news. But before we get into that piece, I just want to do a little TLDR on what's happening with 9 News. So 9 News, or Channel 9 or KUSA for my old heads, was recently owned by Tegna, which is a large broadcasting company. But in August, it was acquired by an even larger broadcasting company called Nexstar in a merger worth $6.2 billion. That merger is currently under some scrutiny, and I think there's a restraining order on things moving forward with it right now because there's so many federal and state lawsuits alleging antitrust violations happening here, including our own state and our own Attorney General, Phil Weiser. So that's the bigger picture. But the thing that John was really digging into that I wanted to talk to both of you about was with the massive consolidation of media. I mean, this means a lot in the conversation again about antitrust and free speech, but it's also, John was asking, like, who watches broadcast news these days? Olivia, I have to ask you, as our resident Gen Zer, where do you get your news?
God, I hate this question. I was like, after journalism school, it's like, where do you get your news? Right? I mean, as a working journalist, I check my traps in the morning. So I'm looking at all the local news outlets, a lot of the ones we feature in our newsletter, CPR, Denverite, 9 News, Denver 7, what else? Westward. I'm reading all the local news first because we're primarily a local news, but then I check a lot of the national stuff. I got news alerts on my phone for national stuff like BBC, AP, kind of the bigger outlets like that. But as far as where I'm getting it,
like the actual way you're consuming this information.
Not on my TV. Not on my TV. I will tell you that the last time I tried to watch live television was on the Super Bowl because I wanted to watch Bad Bunny. And I low-key didn't know how to get live TV going on my TV because I just watch Netflix sometimes. I honestly didn't even want to have a TV because I don't like the aesthetic of it in my apartment. The only place to put it was over my fireplace, and I hate that. I think it looks very tacky. But I have one, and so I had to call my mom and have her help, because I have an antenna, and I had to set it up and kind of hang it over a cat tree so it could find the window and get reception. And it took me so long to actually get the Super Bowl, not in Spanish, get it in English because I don't speak Spanish, and it was such a nightmare. So all that to say, no, I'm clearly not getting live broadcast TV news literally ever.
I do just want to tell you one thing you can do. When I lived in a communal home called the Witch House, it was mandatory that we covered the TV with something
Tinfoil?
Beautiful. No, like a
bed
I don't know, yeah, no, but something prettier, like a scarf was always over it. That was for energetic purposes. Some of my roommates didn't like the television at all being there, but that was a way to at least make it not the centerpiece of everything everybody's looking at. But
I'm thinking of turning it into one of those frame TVs because I can't afford a frame TV. So
which you can just have art going on all the time.
Yeah, I have the
Background.
art setting, so that's an option for me, but that's a personal problem.
So broadcast news for you, from the traditional source of a television, is something that it sounds like I think your generation just doesn't even know how to access because honestly, it doesn't seem that easy. Joshua, can I ask how old you are?
Sure.
How old are you, Josh?
Yeah, I'm 78. No, I'm 30. I'm 34. I'm a millennial, and
You're a millennial.
I get my news. So for a long time, it's been Reddit. just like a link aggregator site. So if there was something on broadcast, I'd wait, I'd not wait, but I'd get exposed to it by somebody posting the link and then me watching it. Nowadays, though, a lot of times I still use Reddit a lot, but a lot of times I am getting my news through, or at least exposure to the story, either through, like yeah, there's those daily traps. I do a lot more podcasts. Like I have like Up First and like New York Times, and so like just to hear the national stories. But then I listen to I like a lot of TikTok or Instagram or
Mhm.
the people that I follow. And as a part of this right here, I looked at Channel 9 News's Instagram and I looked at Kyle Clark's Instagram, and there while 9 News, it has like 260,000 followers and Kyle Clark is at like 170. Kyle Clark's views on his reels have so much more engagement than Channel 9 News. And I think
Yeah.
part of that is that people are engaging with him as a person. So we've sort of moved on
Yes.
from like there is the news story, but there's also the personality where people are really buying into Kyle Clark as a person and then getting exposed to the news that he's
Yeah.
bringing to them as opposed to Channel 9 or 9 News as an institution.
I think I would love to see the numbers on this, but I think Kyle Clark is an anomaly in this space because I know a lot of boomers that like love Kyle Clark from broadcast television. So he's reaching them, but then he's also reaching folks like that only or that mainly get their news from social media that way as well through, through the clips that circulate like you're talking about. But like he's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that has such a wide appeal or at least a wide reach. Cause like,
I don't know.
I don't know. What do you think, Olivia?
I was gonna say I see this like a lot more with my peers from journalism school that went into broadcast television. That like a lot of them are leaning more into this kind of like Jeremy Hohola style of
From formerly of 9 News, yes, but now just
um,
does this as well.
where they are doing a lot more digital first kind of social media videos. And a lot of them are still traditional reporters and anchors and stuff on TV stations, but they're also building this base on social. And
Yeah.
I see a lot of people my age, a lot of my friends I went to school with doing that, and they have like a huge following on social. But I'm like, I also know that they are on the nightly news. I also know that they are reporters on the news. And so I know that they probably have that fan base of like, older people that do watch the news. But then there are people like me that are tuning in to their, their feeds on
Yeah.
Instagram or whatever. So I think this is definitely like the move, honestly, it sounds like.
I've honestly noticed it in the last couple of weeks, maybe months, where more and more local reporters, at least, are turning this way. Or I'm finding we're also anomalies that we're journalists, so we are looking at other journalists' work all the time. And I will say, from John Wenzel's reporting, it said that Pew Research data says only 15% of adults age 18 to 29 say they even follow the news at all. So I think there's a little bit there to us being on one side of this as journalists. But like I've noticed that sometimes we will find a story from a reporter that is not actually fully realized into either a broadcast news segment or something that's been written up on their website as like an article. It's only on socials first because that's the first thing, because it's really about being first, right?
Well,
with
and
a
I
lot
also
of
think
this.
that and I think that there's also this kind of lean in the industry where some of these journalists also often wear the hat of like more of an influencer role where they're making these videos, and people, in my generation might not know them as like a journalist or a reporter. They might know them as a content creator. And like, I'm just thinking about somebody who comes across Jeremy Hohola for the first time, if he's getting a bunch of reach on his videos and the algorithm is pushing him into feeds, people aren't going to know him. People from my generation aren't going to know him as the investigative reporter he was for 9 News for however many years. They're going to be like, oh, this is the guy that does these TikTok videos that like tell me what's going on.
Tell me about local stuff.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, cool. He's like, updating me. So I think that that's definitely kind of a vibe shift. Like people. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Oh yeah, no, I just think there's this like gonzo journalism has become much more the norm, allowing the journalists allowing their own bias in sort of telling the story, like sort of what can get a hook in social media is like conflict, but also having an opinion. And so there's much more, instead of like reporting, there's much more like, here's the argument, but here's also what I believe about the argument as well, and you should also follow my line of thinking. That I see a lot more. And so like I'll get exposed to stories with bias already built in, and so then it can be harder for me to sort of like see, like find the facts of the stories and what their opinion is on the stories as well.
When you say story, do you mean like a video you're watching that somebody made, or something like a
So
like a story
like
you're
say it's something like the ICE detention centers, and so they're talking about Polis wants a larger prison before he leaves office. There's like the facts of sort of like what he said and stuff like that. But I feel like when I'm seeing that pop up on my For You page, that the opinion's already baked in there, and talking about why this is so bad, and not really not trying to influence my opinion before, while also trying to get coverage of that story as well, or more. Yeah.
I want to respond to a couple of things you said, Joshua. So I should say I'm like a Gen X cusper, right? I'm 45 years old. So I've been dyed in the wool, old school journalism. But also what you're saying is something interesting, where sometimes when those folks that are sometimes where we're hearing the quote news first is from political organizing groups. At least in my sort of algorithm, is often I'm hearing from like Denver's Party for Socialism and Liberation telling a story about the Hudson prison or whatever. So it is absolutely coming from a biased place. But also, I love the thread that you are making here to Gonzo journalism, because I also, as a young person, as a journalist in high school, my main goal was to either write for a Westword or a Village Voice, one of the alt weeklies that really honed this skill for journalists to be personally involved in the story, which is how I started. And the other thing was like, there's a throwback too to this pop journalism that I love, that inspired me more than anything, which was MTV News. I'm a huge Kurt Loder stan. Like, I loved MTV News more than I loved like any other kind of news, because it was reporting on like not only music that I cared about, but like the Ticketmaster fight that Pearl Jam had. They were the first ones to cover Kurt Cobain's death. Like all these things that were so important to me, but it was presented as news. But in today's world, all of that is together along with this traditional journalism. So you're getting Associated Press stories in your feed alongside a commentator who has 3 million followers that's just sharing their take, alongside a political organization that's sharing their perspective. So it's kind of all mixed together.
I think that the thing here is discernment and like media literacy, being able to identify who is a journalist and who's not. And the line is getting more and more blurry. Like we see that here where we work. I mean,
we're constantly talking about it.
We're journalists, but we also give opinions, and we also like have advertisers, and we do all this shit. So it's like, it gets more and more confusing. And I can't imagine how confusing it is to the consumer when you're watching this video of someone and it's like, oh, they're giving news, but then suddenly there's an opinion. So it's like, I'm sure that's super confusing, but also it's just such a constantly changing definition. And so
because like appetite for like it's all short form content. It's hard to like go past 3 minutes on anything, especially like TikTok. It's literally you flip up, or Reels, you flip up, and you're able to like, all right, I got something. They're throwing stuff at me. They're doing these different tricks to try to keep me engaged, but then it's just so easy to flip up, and then a totally different like sports highlight or a comedian or something like that is engaging my brain in a totally different way, and so we're just being bombarded.
Oh my God, it's Joshua Johnson. Is he's the Daily Show reporter that's also a comedian, which a lot of them are, to be fair. But I've learned a lot just from his takes on thing and analysis. But this is, I don't know. It goes in so many different directions, and I wish we could talk about them all, but we've got to move on. I do want to say one piece that I found interesting from John Wenzel's piece was Nielsen ratings and viewership across 158 TV networks were down last year by an average of 18 to 30% and have dropped by about 50% over the last decade. Oh. So that says a lot about broadcast news. We'd love to hear from you, though. Like, where do you get your news? How do you think about, or how do you analyze who you take information from. What are the signals or things that tell you like this is news? We just love to hear from you. 720-500-5418. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, if you're a member, you get to hear our bonus content about beavers. And if you're not, sign up now at membership.citycast.fm. This episode is brought to you by the University of Denver. The University of Denver is Denver's home for college sports. It's a place where championships aren't just victories, they're a tradition. This season, DU men's hockey captured its 11th national championship, more than any other college hockey program in history. 11 titles, 11 moments that are a reminder of what greatness feels like. But what makes these pioneers truly special doesn't stop at the final buzzer. DU student athletes are champions on and off the ice, balancing elite competition with academic excellence. In fact, the team posts an average GPA of 3.6, proving that discipline, teamwork, and drive translate everywhere they go. Because at the University of Denver, winning is about more than trophies. It's about standards. It's about values. From the classroom to the rink, DU sets the standard, and the nation is watching. So join us in celebrating the winningest college hockey program in history and a university where excellence is always the goal. That's the Denver difference. Learn more at denverpioneers.com. That's denverpioneers.com. Hi, Olivia.
Hey, Brie, what's up?
Well, I just want to talk to you about this cool new thing that we have that's just for CityCast Denver neighbors. We have something really exciting to share with you because we know you love Denver as much as we love Denver, but the other thing you love about Denver, which I know you do, is gossip. There's a lot of stuff that we realized we were like leaving on the cutting room floor that was actually really fun and things we wanted to share with that we thought our audience might like, but it doesn't always fit into our regular programming.
So if you want to hear that and join the little chat, we've got a special new thing for neighbors only, where we are going to be rolling out a bonus segment at least once a week for neighbors only, where you get a special segment of us talking about something. But that's only one of the benefits you get from joining our membership program. Of course, it shows the kindness of your heart and supporting local journalism and our small team. We see each of your names and we get a little flutter in our hearts each time we see it. But you also get ad-free listening, invites to our member-only events, and then you're also getting a weekly preview of all the best events happening throughout the metro, sent right to your inbox every Monday.
So again, you can join us at membership.citycast.fm for just $10 a month. You get that extra content, or $100 a year if you want to save a little cash and pay for the whole year up front. And it's just for you if you become a member. Okay, we're back. Joshua, you have a list for us. We're on the precipice of playoffs for the Avs and the Nuggets.
I got.
You got a hot take. You got a hot list.
Yeah, because I know some of y'all out there, y'all don't like sports. That's fine. I get it. But for better or worse, there's people around you in your life that do like sports, and this right here is
like them. I just don't know how to stream them on my television.
Yeah, that's embarrassing for you. That's really showing how Gen Z is the first generation to be worse than the previous generation, and I'm really worried about you guys.
Wow. Okay. Damn. You think millennials about it? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. 9/11 was our 9/11.
Okay.
I was in college. Move on.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, you got sports fans in your life, and you know, I want to prepare you guys to have like the stuff to say where they'll leave you alone, because like you give them a little nuggets, couple pun intended, they'll be like, oh, this person's cool, but I don't necessarily have to connect with them, but I see them more as a human being.
You're giving us some small talk, some sports small talk,
some tribal stuff.
I need the non
it.
sequitur. Like nobody's gonna continue to follow up and be like, "Well, what do you think about this?" I love that.
Be like, I don't know. That's what do you think? You know what I mean? You can.
It's anybody's game.
Exactly. But here are the top 5 things to know about the Nuggets and Avalanche going into the playoffs. All right. Number 5. Jokic is not going to win the MVP, and we should all be pissed. Jokic having a one of the best seasons of his career, which is saying something because he's already won 3 MVPs.
I was going to say he's a multi-time MVP.
Yeah, and
Multi-year.
in this season, he's averaging a triple-double, 27.7 points, 12.9 rebounds, 10.7 assists per game. Those last two, the rebounds and the assists, he leads the league in. He's the league leader. And the
You know
impact
him.
that
He shares the
shares the rock.
glory
So
in the
why
court.
isn't he going to win MVP then?
Yeah, well, it's a narrative-driven award. And the two people that are likely to beat him out, he's not even going to be the second place in votes. He's probably going to be the third. You have SGA on the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's a historically efficient scorer on the best team in the league. I would say it's helped out by a friendly whistle. And it is also that makes it frustrating for me to watch SGA. The second person...
this is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? Is that how you
Oh,
say it?
look at you. Yeah, Shea
Name?
Gilgeous-Alexander, Canadian
Okay.
boy. And then the number two person that is going to beat him in the votes is Victor Wembanyama from the San Antonio Spurs. He's a Frenchman who his second season, he's taken a big step forward, defensive monster. I would say Jokic's season is better than both of those players, but because he's already won it 3 times, and because Jokic in general, if you watch him play, he doesn't get the foul calls. He doesn't care. He goes on. He plays good ball. He doesn't chase the stats. He's trying to win the game, and he's trying to maximize everybody around him, and that's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
But it isn't the favorite story
right.
of the NBA because he does not care. Like, he's so known
So
for being
not care.
in his pressers being like, I just want to go home. Can I go hang out with my kid or like ride my horse or whatever?
Exactly.
So if I say this at the bar, people are going to be like, true. And
Yeah.
walk
Hey,
away.
You know what? What do you think about all this hubbub about Jokic being the MVP
No, I don't
again?
want a conversation. I just want to say something cool and them be
Just,
like,
like,
yeah, she knows
follow it.
ball, and then
If
walk
you're saying
away.
this at the bar, just be like, Jokic should win the MVP. I mean, it's and
Yeah.
then that people will just engage with that, and they'll
Okay.
talk, and all you have
Okay,
to do is
perfect.
agree with them. You know what I mean? And so,
Perfect.
but that's the take.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4, Avs are 4 lines deep. So what that means, we have the
What's a
best
line?
offense.
Okay.
A line there. So hockey, they'll have a whole like 3 players get on the ice and then get off the ice, and so because they're sprinting the entire time, and so basically in most
They were
hockey
skating.
they have 2 good lines. Like a top line, that's like your stars, and then your second line is usually almost stars. But with the Avs, we have 4 strong lines, and it shows in that we have the best offense in the NHL. With 4 games, we have the best offense with 4 goals a game. We have the best offense in the NHL with the worst power play conversion, and so having both those be a part of it, it really shows that the Avs are beating. I've lost both of you already. That's
When
good.
did the boys start kissing? That's what I'm wondering.
I have a question, Joshua.
Yeah,
When we say there are 4 lines, is this an anomaly? Do other teams have this many?
this is
ready to go?
absolutely an
Okay.
anomaly.
So we have everybody is good on our team, and on other teams, only some people are good.
Yes, and then the second
Sick.
thing, the second you talk about Brock Nelson, you just say Brock Nelson on the second line, very good. Then you talk about Kadri. He's
This is
They
too
never
much.
kiss.
You're already
We need okay. Give us the
No,
broadest.
I think the line
way to-
is fine.
yeah.
The line, we got the line.
Yeah. Well, and it's Kadri. Just let me say one more thing about Kadri because it's going to make the Avs fan that are actually listening mad if I don't say this. Kadri was with us when we won the Stanley Cup last time. He traded for a big contract, and we brought him back this season in a surprise blockbuster at the trade deadline trade. And so now he's back on the team, and he was loved. He was beloved, and now he's back and he's playing well. All right, that's
Great. Excellent buy. Nice choice.
Let's try number
Let's go to
3.
number
So
3.
number 3. I love this too because like when I wrote this, I was like writing it mostly for myself and maybe for Paul, and like having your guys' feedback on this really is like okay, there's a different.
We're the actual test audience for this.
Exactly. All right, number 3. Nuggets are gelling at the right time. They're riding a 12-game win streak into the playoffs, so they've won 12 in a row. That's great.
Momentum.
which is good because they have the hardest road to the finals. For them to win the finals, they're going to have to beat the second best team in the San Antonio Spurs in the second round, and they'll have to beat the best team, Oklahoma City Thunder. And so the vibes are very positive in the Nuggets fan base, though, about this. There's this whole mentality of like I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me. You know, we want the hardest road because we believe in our team.
Wow.
This is our first
That's
playoffs
cute.
not with Michael Malone, right? Like with
Yeah,
the new coach,
no,
with,
this is the second playoffs with not with Michael
it's
Malone.
second. Oh, it's the second. You're right, because it was right before.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We
maybe
don't
all of that
need
is
him.
really working. The coaching is working. The team's really got it together.
Right.
Like there's a lot of key aspects that are like
Bestie energy.
Yeah.
gelling at the right time.
Yeah, and we have Aaron Gordon back. We have Peyton Watson
The
back.
most beautiful man in the world.
Yeah, very beautiful. Peyton Watson's pretty good looking too.
Not
And
compared to Aaron Gordon.
and Cam Johnson, who we got. Cam Johnson,
Also handsome.
Yeah. He's also a podcaster. He is his
pretty
three
good.
is
I don't know
hitting
him
well.
though. Weird.
Yeah, old man in the three.
Says
if you wanna
Olivia that
watch
never
it.
listens to a single podcast.
Yeah,
Don't
I mean,
pull back the curtain.
his downloads are pretty good. I'll just say that. All right.
Oh, you've seen the numbers.
Number
Okay.
2. This is the Avs one. All right. President Cup's curse versus good karma. Also, we hate the Dallas Stars. All right. So President's Cup
Okay.
is awarded to the NHL team that has the best record in the league.
Okay.
The past 11 seasons, the team that has won the President's Cup has not won the Stanley Cup, has not won the championship. And so there's a curse associated with it.
Okay.
Where we have an opportunity to break that curse this year because we have a lot of good karma. We have this guy named Brent Burns. Very cool guy. He actually just played over 1,000 games in a row. So he's an Iron Man is what they call that. He's the second player to go over 1,000 games in a row. He's a 6-time All-Star. He's won the Norris Trophy, but he's never won the Stanley. Brock Nelson, who I mentioned earlier.
Did we win that cup?
Yeah,
the
2 years
cursed one?
ago. 3 years ago. And so
But we didn't win it this season.
So we did
So
win the
we're-
President's Cup. We won the President's
Okay,
Cup.
so we are maybe cursed, but we're gonna break it.
Exactly. We're breaking the curse this year because we have a
Okay.
lot of good karma.
But we have the cup, so we got a cup anyway. Even if we don't win, so it's okay.
It's
We
a
got
banner.
cup.
But people get really
We got
pissed
a
about
cup.
it. Yeah, they
So could
really.
we
can
just
drink
say
that.
like I think we're breaking the cup curse this year?
Yeah,
We're gonna break
exactly.
the cup
We're gonna
curse.
break the
Okay.
cup curse. You say that, people will like, oh yeah, you know. So,
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I need.
You also
all I
hate
need.
the Dallas Stars. All right. You
Okay,
you
okay.
hate the
I mean,
Dallas
yeah.
Stars.
Okay.
Miko Rattanen used to
Prefer
play for the Avs.
Pentagram.
He's the one that eliminated the Avs last season.
Boo.
There's another player
Uh-oh.
that used to play.
Paul's coming in
Paul
to fact
correctly
check.
is here.
Uh-oh. What's up, Paul?
Oh, Paul correctly is gone.
I don't know. He did send me a message. Does he have? Oh, he just says LOL in the chat. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, move on. Move
Last
on,
one,
Josh.
last
I
one.
hate
My
the
bad, my
Stars,
bad.
and we're
Okay,
gonna
but
break the cup.
Do you guys
curse.
get that you hate Dallas Stars?
I get it.
That's all you need.
I get it. We hate them. We hate them, and we're
If
gonna
it's
break
how I
the
feel
curse.
about the Lakers, I understand.
Exactly. And we'll
Okay.
probably see him in the second round. Okay, good.
Okay.
The last one is, hey, we're blessed with generational talents. Jokic is one of the best players to ever play the game. Nate Dogg, McKinnon, all right?
Nathan
McKinnon,
McKinnon,
his nickname
Avs.
is Nate Dogg, just so you guys know. One of the best to play it as well. He gets so like mad and angry, but it's really beautiful to watch. And so these playoffs are just another opportunity. They both, I think the Avs are the favorite to win, but they're going up against the curse. I do think both teams have a shot to win the championship this year. And so like when you have stakes where you could be the pinnacle, it's just like, why not dip your toe in every now and again, especially as we get into the second and third rounds.
This feels like a real easy opener too. You just say, "Man, isn't it amazing? This
Yeah.
we've got generational talent on both the Nuggs and the Avs, right?"
I mean,
Perfect.
isn't that
and then
crazy?
someone
we
will just
have,
start going.
We
Yeah,
have
oh,
Jokic,
yeah, yeah.
we have Nate Dogg, and we have Bree Davies in this city. It's crazy.
I tell you what.
Denver's really got everything.
Someone will propose to you. I swear.
The Nate Dogg nickname is rough
Nate
for me,
Dogg,
but okay.
Bree Dog,
But
Jokic
there's only one. There's
dog,
only
Jokic
one
cat.
Nate Dogg.
Jokic
Well,
horse.
If it makes you
It's
feel better,
crazy.
McKinnon
Rest
is a
in
regulator.
peace.
Okay, so Let's
I
all
don't
mount
know
up.
what that means.
Please don't bring G-Funk
except in
into
the therapy
this.
sense.
Oh, yes, you've got it. Okay, I'm not going to get it. Okay, I'm not going to
This-
embarrass myself. and
This
be
has
like, "You
actually
know
been kind of fun
regulators?"
for me. I would like to do this again at a different point, but actually, like do it for you guys specifically. You be the test audience that I'm giving you guys these points. All right. How was it for you guys?
Not what this was?
Did you hate this or like?
I
mean,
just
I
don't understand what happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I'm
I
ready
can
to go
follow
to the
the
bar though and
nuggets.
chat. I think
Good.
I'm ready to talk shop.
There we go.
I think I'm ready to tell them that I hate the stars
There you go.
and there's a lot of generational talent in this city, and we're gonna break
The four
cup
lines. What do you
curse.
say? The line four?
Yeah, we
There's-
got 4
we have
lines. We're 4
strong
lines
4
deep.
lines,
Yeah.
and
We're 4 lines
nobody
deep.
else has that many strong lines. And yeah, it's just gonna be. Jokic is getting robbed from MVP.
Yes!
And that's all I have to say.
Yes. I'm so happy right now. I
Mission
am giddy.
accomplished.
Let's go.
Okay.
Hey, $10 a month, $100 for the year. Sign up. You'll get a pennant. I'll sign it. Hey, we'll get Nate Dogg to sign it. I don't know how we'll
Nate
make that happen,
Dogg.
but
Live
Joshua,
dog.
you're literally taking the words right out of my mouth. Thank you very much. Again, membership.citycast.fm. As Joshua said, $10 a month, $100 a year. That cool pennant, exclusive invites to cool stuff only members, aka
Ad-free
neighbors,
listening.
get to do. Ad-free listening. If you don't like the ads that Olivia and I make, that's fine.
Well,
We understand.
there's also span ads you can skip.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Again, membership.citycast.fm. Please join us in this spring drive. It means so much to us because it helps us keep going.
Join the club.
Join the club now. Join the CityCast Denver Club. Joshua, Olivia, thank you so much.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed this show, why not take a minute to tell Nathan Nate Dogg McKinnon about us? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to our morning newsletter at denver.citycast.fm. And hey, thanks to our new neighbor Ashley W., who just joined our membership program. You can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Denver neighbor today at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye-bye.